Hello everybody, welcome to Stories by Shelley. Ooh, look at the new book you've chosen. Dog Biscuit. What would you do if you were a dog for the day? And it's written by Helen Cooper. So what would you do if you were a dog for the day? Oh, you know what I would do? I would lie in the sun and relax and just feel the warmth on my fur. That would be so much fun. Or maybe chase a ball all day long. So, let's see what Dog Biscuit is all about. Dog Biscuit by Helen Cooper. Hungry Bridget stole a biscuit, found the biscuits in the shed. They were made for dogs to eat. Oh no. Have you done that before? Have you tried or tasted a dog biscuit? But Bridget ate the dog biscuit. It tasted salty and sweet, and at the same time, it tasted good. Oh dear, yum, 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 yum. She liked the taste of the dog biscuit. Mrs. Blair found Bridget there with a telltale crumbs on her mouth. Oh my, she said, and she shook her head. You'll go bow wow and turn into a dog. Don't tell your mum. No, don't tell my mum, said Bridget. She wished she hadn't eaten that biscuit. I won't say a word, said Miss Blair, and she winked. Mrs. Blair's dog winked too. And Bridget thought she heard it say, I used to be a child like you before the happy day I ate a dog biscuit. Oh no, so Bridget thinks that Mrs. Blair's doggy told her that she used to be a little kid too until she ate a dog biscuit. Uh-oh. Bridget's mum was rather late. While they waited, Bridget felt an itch behind her ears. Maybe they were growing. Uh-oh. Mum didn't notice a thing. Bridget wasn't telling. Mrs. Blair waved goodbye. The dog wagged its tail, and Bridget wagged her new tail in reply. Look, wag, 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 wag. Oh no. Do you think Bridget's turning into a puppy? On the way home, they nipped to the butcher's shop. Bridget sniffed the air and tried a few little woofs. Uh-oh. The butcher smiled at Bridget's mum. Good little puppy you've got there, she said. That proved it, didn't it? Bridget wished she hadn't eaten the biscuit. Oh no. Has Bridget turned into a puppy? Mum still didn't notice a thing. Bridget wasn't telling. But at tea time she gobbled her sausage and gnawed on her chop and spilled her milk, and her brother joined in until Dad yelled, It's like eating with a pack of dogs. Oh no, look there. Everybody is turning into puppy dogs. At bath time, Bridget was a wild dog. At bedtime, even wilder. At story time was so full of mischief that Papa had even given up. Look at her, splashing around at bath time, getting ready for bedtime. She's all over the place. And story time, she doesn't even sit still on her bed. Yet Mum didn't notice a thing. Bridget wasn't telling, though she wished as she curled at the foot of her bed that she hadn't eaten that biscuit. Deep in the night, Bridget awoke. When the moon was soon to rise, she heard the sound of someone outside. She smelled their scent, as a wild dog can. And into the light bounded Mrs. Blair's dog, calling, Time for some fun! And Bridget went. They romped in the gloom with Mrs. Blair's dog. They tumbled in the shadows in the vegetable beds. And then Mrs. Blair's dog leapt over the hedge, and Bridget went too. and was swept on the night wind into the park, into the dark, to run and bark with the rest of the wild dog pack. Look at them having so much fun. They promised a wolfish midnight feast to Bridget and Mrs. Blair's dog. Then the wild hunt sped up the hill, past the bandstand, the swings, and the paddling pool. Look at all the dogs running up the hill. The moment the moon climbed to the sky, the bandstand began a great meat pie. Oh, look at that. It turned into a big meat pie. And heavenly sausages rained from the stars. Look at all the sausages coming down for all the doggies. And when they had eaten their fill, they drank from the moonlit milkshake pool. Look, the water fountain has turned into a milkshake. And Bridget was happy indeed that she had eaten the biscuit until she thought of the baby, her mum and her dad. A dog for a daughter might make them sad. She gazed at the great dog Biscuit moon and howled so loudly it made such a noise that the moon exploded and the sky fell in. Oh, look at that. The sky broke down. Gone were the hounds, gone was the moon. Bridget found herself back in her room with Mum, who had noticed that something was wrong. So at last, Bridget told Mum about eating that biscuit. Mrs. Blair was teasing, said Mum. She wasn't, sniffed Bridget. Can't you see? Not very well in the dark, smiled Mum, but you smell like my little girl to me. Could we curl up like puppies, just us two, and tomorrow we'll ask Mrs. Blair what to do? Bridget felt girlish again the next day, but they visited Miss Blair anyway. Miss Blair shook her head. Of course it was a joke, she said. I'm sorry if I worried you. Let's go in and brew some tea and find my tin of human being biscuits. That did the trick. And Mrs. Blair's dog had one too. Oh, and here is a lovely recipe to make your own biscuits. Have a look. Pause the video, then you can write down all the ingredients and see if you can make your own delicious biscuits this weekend. Have a look there. There's the ingredients and there is the recipe. Pause the video, have a look, make yourself some yummy biscuits, and I hope to see you all again soon. Did you enjoy the story? I did. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you for joining Stories by Shelley. Bye-bye, everyone.